evening, Mzansi, and welcome to another episode of Rise. The recent Human Science Research Council's survey estimates that over 6 million people in South Africa are living with HIV, of which millions are on ARVs. Mubusegong bakajeno re bua ka how to live positively with HIV. And as per usual, I'm joined by my co-host. How are you this evening?
We are fine, thank you.
Wonderful. So if over 5 million people in South Africa have HIV, that means a few people on this table, 1 or 2 or 3 or maybe even 4, have a high likelihood of actually having this infection, all right? What does that mean to you?
I mean, I think for me, it means even if we're negative, HIV is real. All of us have been affected by it. We've either lost loved ones or namanje. We may even be in relationships with people who are HIV positive. So we cannot live our lives as if, firstly, HIV happens, somewhere else or to some people. It is an illness that affects all of us.
Mari, even though raiso re affecta rona ba botlhe, there's still a high stigma against HIV. And I get why. Ka gore motho ga find out gore mamangula le HIV, ba mo actela snacks, families disown people in their families because of this thing. Why, as South Africans, do we still have so much stigma against HIV?
It's the sex element. Because if you look at cancer, then it's assumed okay, maybe something went wrong within my body. Whereas so it's almost like, well, you asked for it, therefore that you will get it. So empathy more HIV and AIDS, which is why I think stigma.
And njengoba mentionile ukuthi there's a high risk ukuthi we could actually be in a relationship nabantu abagula abaphethwe igciwane. Ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi looking at it positively, how do we start families? Siba kanjani nabantwana? Is it possible to even think about having a family?
Oh yes, it's very possible. You must also remember that many women find out that bane HIV when they are pregnant.
True.
Mabayo testo is and not every child born to an HIV parent must have HIV. Right. And that's another good story that we can celebrate because we've done very, very well with preventing ukuthi abantwana must have HIV.
Wait a second, something that is very important. Gore motho a kgone go live positively ka bolwetse bona is support. We need to know that we need support can train. I mean, if you find out that you are HIV positive, you have to have people you can go to and say, listen, this is a situation I'm facing. Because I can imagine less stress is things more. Mari, who do you disclose to? It's very difficult. Because who's gonna, discriminate against you? HIV positive.
And yet at the same time, also the question, the way I would like to pose it is, who can you afford not to disclose to?
Yeah.
I think once you get the diagnosis, there's that thing that who's going to support you? Who do you tell? And the circumstances are not the same. Unfortunately, in this country, we also have a high history of domestic violence. And there are other women literally, this partner I'm living with, the first issue, you brought me that illness, or they'll be thrown out of the house, etc. So some women may not be able to. Some other people may also decide, I'm not going to tell anybody because, who's going to talk about me in this community. But again, it's what Komoto is saying. I think all of us have a supportive person that we can tell. But unfortunately, I think in relationships, every other relationship you get into, you want to take it to the next level, or where there is sex, or you think that this is a relationship worth it, you're going to have to disclose. So it's not a once-off event.
And on that point, what kind of side effects does ARV have?
Well, I think ARV afana all the treatment that we have. Ne aspirin, puzayo, or paracetamol, or whatever it is, in our side effects. So different people have different side effects. And you must remember that there has been so many improvements, even in the medical science. So a while ago, they actually do an uneven distribution of fat in your body. But fortunately, when you are in a support group and you also learn about what treatment to take, you also learn about what side effects that you can expect and how long they can be. I've never heard of a side effect that lasts forever. So it could be a month, it could be 2 months, it could be 3 months, but they do pass.
And by the way, before I go breaking, I want to also remind us, we've come a long way in this country when it comes to HIV and AIDS, from denial to a point where, do you know that we are the country with the largest rollout of ARVs in the world? In the world. Hold that thought. Morago Khapapatso, re tla be re na le Mmabatho Ranake, who has been living positively for 11 years with HIV, and Koketso Mokgethwa, who was born HIV positive. Don't go away. Ra bua gone yaanong.
Sanamukele makhaya. Ulebu noKhanya bahlezi usofeni bakhuluma noMabatho Ranake kanti nanoGoketso Mokgethwa. Abafazi abasha baphila ngegciwane. Asize ukuthi baxoxisana abathini. Over to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Mbali. And welcome to you, Mmabatho Ranake and Koketso Mokgethwa. And thanks a lot for coming and sharing your story with your stories with us. Now, before we do that, both of you were involved in the Zero Stigma, Zero Discrimination campaign by SANAC. I want us to take a look at your video, Mmabatho, before our conversation.
I was diagnosed with HIV at the age of 17. I went to actually a clinic, a public clinic. That's where they discovered that I had TB. Because HIV goes hand in hand in TB, they suggested that I test for HIV. I tested and it was devastating for me, I must say. I had my older sister then. She was there for me. She went through the whole situation, the whole procedure, you know, she was there. So, azange ka experience a stigma at that time.
Can I say so? Boyfriend Mmabatho, soon to be husband.
I never told him because with me, I talk openly, I have this thing that everybody who knows me knows about my status. So I thought, you know what, he knows already when he approached me. So we met and we started a relationship. Because Nasa really, you know, I heard Tori, this is the situation. I never experienced stigma from him. He was always there until today.
That's when she taught me what is HIV and what is AIDS, and then what can be done and how can we live our lives. And then from there on, that's when I said, okay, then we can do this, we can have babies, we can live a normal life. Their first impression, HIV. That is their first impression, and then that is what they always ask, all of them.
Yo, when I'm with her, I feel like everything can stop. And be with her, only her.
A lot of people are living with HIV and they experience stigma because banal stigma bona ka mogare. When you wake up in the morning and you walk in the street, whatever that you want people to see, it's what you have to feel. I can't change my HIV status, but you can change your attitude.
Zero Stigma, Zero Discrimination. Brought to you by the South African National AIDS Council.
Wow, what an inspiring story. Yeah. But you know, it's so rare for so open about HIV, and you both are very open about HIV. Yes. Why did you decide to be open so
Jenny in 2005. I didn't know what's HIV. I'm 17, I'm young, I'm thinking, oh, there's so much to live for. And I see during that time, people will tell me it's HIV and AIDS. So I decided that I'm not going to keep it take it over my life. Instead, I'm going to live with it and be happy with it.
And you, Koketso?
With me, it was a different story. I was born with HIV, so I was 23 last year when they were doing the shoot, but today I'm 24. 24 living with the virus. For me, it was quite difficult because I had so many questions. Why me? What did I do to deserve this virus? And at some point, it led me to having stigma myself, which is stigmatizing myself. And then it led to another thing, and which I was suicidal at some point, got raped at some point. There were so many things that were happening at once.
Self-stigma and we fenya young.
You know, I think once you think there's a problem with you, everybody sees that problem. Once when you think there's something wrong going, because it's not only with HIV. You grow up, you have kids belonging, they grow up, they have and they tease them. That child grows up and there's something wrong. I think even with HIV, it's the same. Because once you're diagnosed with the HIV positive, you don't see the health side of it. Look, HIV, it's a system. That's the only problem that I have to deal with. You think there's automatically something wrong with you. Hey, water, you know, those kind of things. So I think that's the stigma when we stigmatize.
Now for self-stigma, it was again different. With me, it was something I not changing. Understand? I was always the same person. I was always skinny. And all this kind of stuff. So I'm thinking, I'm going to die in any cases because my parents died of it. So I'm thinking I'm going back again to my parents. You guys gave me this, so I'm anyway going to die. So what's open if Mr. still taking the clary or anything like that?
I mean, there must be something, you need to overcome a lot in a lot of ways, accepting yourself. But what about relationships? Because we are all looking for that one.
And we saw you and your boyfriend, you're
close in relationships.
It's never easy. Like, even no matter how content you can be, I'm living healthy, sharp. There comes that point, it just hits. It comes and reality, you are HIV, it's not going to go away. Other people, no matter how much or intelligent, but I don't know if I can use this word. They're ignorant or wrong. I could say people are harder to say I'm HIV. Yes, but there's no one uncomfortable with rejection. Who would look to be rejected? You know. So you know that you're going to face that. Other people must understand. Yes, no, I understand. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to live with this. But now I had someone who said, after a year, I'm sorry, I can't do this. I had never imagined my life. I'm sorry. After a year, so I understand, or you're waiting for this person who will accept you for 1 year, and then after 12 months, we are
something else.
I told my boyfriend, which is my child's father, after 4 years dating. Because one thing about me, after the rape incident, I was, like I said, I was very suicidal. So I didn't believe, I didn't trust any guy, I didn't want anything to do with guys and everything. So and approached me, and I'm like asking myself questions, don't you see that I'm HIV positive? But I didn't tell him that I was HIV positive. But then in Sahoya, he was like supportive throughout and everything, and then we never had sex throughout. And then 4 years after dating, understanding that this person is still with me throughout everything that I've been through. And then he's been supporting me. You know what, let me just tell him. It was not easy. I can't say it's easy, it's just like this. It's not easy. So when I told him, he just said to me, no, you're making an excuse because you don't want to sleep with me. Then I said, no, it's the truth. And then I had to take him, lady support group, take him to attend there, and then being part of the life. I want to know what is my journey like, and then understand what this virus. And then he started understanding it through support groups and stuff.
Wow, you girls are brave.
Yeah, okay.
And very inspiring.
Yep, let's hold it there.
We are still joined by Mabatu and Koketso, two young women who have been living positively for years. So what I want to know is that so many young women are living with HIV. So maybe starting with you, Koketso, o re tlhalosetse gore ke eng mathata or the challenges that young women like you face, you know, who are living with HIV?
Challenges that we face on Tata is people that's around us. Support system is it's a big challenge because something like if you're HIV positive, you need people around you. It takes courage. About status. So I can say that just stigma around, but around that brings us down most of the time.
Okay, so mentioning first of all, is your child negative?
My child is HIV negative. She's 3 years old, and she was born in 2011.
What process to ensure that HIV negative?
Okay. For HIV negative, what I did is that against the PMTCT, which is prevention mother-to-child transmission.
Okay.
And then I was taken throughout, I was taking treatment throughout. So it's something that I never stopped to say, okay, let me have a break because I'm pregnant or something. I continued getting medicated, and then with my PMTCT, my child was born. Yeah. Just put it that way.
Oh, now you're leading a full life. Right now, you're a fiance. And your relationship, your fiance is HIV negative. So, we run to ensure that he stays negative, protect a young as a couple.
At the moment, we're still sticking to the condoms.
All right.
Yes, that's how we do it. It's been 2 years now.
Yeah.
Every day, no maganjani. That's our life.
Yeah.
And that's how it is, Nji.
Yeah.
We didn't even know.
Yeah. When young people come to you and say, "Hakena family support," what are some of the things that you can encourage families to do to support their loved ones battling HIV positive?
Holena, you know, because but people like knowledge to say things that you don't know or don't understand. Learning is one thing, one factor that can make everything simple. When you know what you are dealing with, it's very easy for you to deal with what you are dealing with. That's the one advice that I can say.
Yeah.
How do you make other young people, apart from telling your own stories, believe there is life after HIV, particularly ba diagnosed with HIV?
What I always touch basically is just support. That's something that I like. I had that part because I had support. That's why I so again, so I emphasize that. And then what I always do is that I would try to making as close as I can. Is either give them my numbers or something for them if they need somebody to talk to. Like I give them my shoulder if they need somebody to talk to. Even if I can't be there, but at least let me help you through telephonically. Like simple thing like the WhatsApps. That's why we have a group. Yeah, zero stigma, zero discrimination. So whatever questions they have, they raise it more and then we answer. So we having the connections we had earlier on. So
kutlela into reinfection a lot. Kenye reinfection and how do you get reinfected?
You know, I'm HIV positive. I meet Kolani. Kolani is also HIV positive. You understand? So we say, okay, in fact, we're starting a relationship. And then why should we use a condom? Because really we are HIV positive. You understand? The thing, but what's understanding, viral load. I can say viral load at Kolani Ikaka. And let Kolani has a viral load at Ikaka. You understand? Hands are with each other. Or reinfect. We understand. Even though we are not in a relationship, that person you don't even know HIV or not.
And how important is it to commit? Because somewhere you spoke about defaulting.
Yeah.
You know, how dangerous can that be, and why is it important to stick to your medication?
It's very important to stick to your medication because one thing is that when you leave medication, you saying that except the virus multiply. Remember virus he can. But then the more he multiplier, he can so the moment he can that's where affect our So when you're defaulting, virus take control of my body. So this is what's happening. So I'm not taking my medication. So when you're taking your medication, that virus That's why sometimes you find that batubari are undetectable. That the virus is not showing. It doesn't mean you don't have the virus. Doesn't mean that you're not HIV positive. It just means that your virus is undetectable. So it most stable, it's controllable by the ARV sodina. So
Kirata saying I can't change my HIV, but you can change your attitude. What do you want to tell everyone got HIV?
We are basically saying the attitude that you look HIV kayona is the attitude that you can treat people kayona. Or understand? So you choose. Now I'm not gonna choose status like I'm not gonna change your give HIV negative causan. But when the way on thing can change. You can go and learn and then on today in a different way. That's basically what we say.
Again, with attitude it comes if you know yourself and you know what you're aiming for in life. And then horse is also out there. I'm going with a positive attitude outside. So regardless HIV or not. So what you're trying to say is that you can change your attitude by stop being ignorant. Being if it takes that you have to start reading. Go out there and just listen to people like Rona that talks about it and get educated. Don't be ignorant because something is just ignorance. So attitude just being ignorant to say I never get it. Because now we have guys that say that I'm a man, I'm not going to get HIV. I'm a woman, I'm not going to get HIV. I'm big, I'm not going to get HIV. I'm skinny, I'm not going to get HIV. But then in this cases, what's happening is that you just need to change your attitude by stop being ignorant and educate yourself more.
Hey, really. And thank you so much for coming today. And basically, I wish you the best of lives and to continue living positively. All right, over to you, Komotso.
Rotle re amegile ke HIV. The silence and stigma surrounding HIV helps no one. It must be broken and replaced by openness, compassion, and understanding. Remember to share your thoughts with us on Twitter, Facebook, and Mix It Reach. Until next time, good night, South Africa. Woof, woof.